Hello YouTube and welcome back to the channel outside the target demographic. This evening I'm going to be showing you my much anticipated magnetic USB charger. Let's get started. So about 2 years ago I stumbled upon these products. They are a magnetically connecting USB charging cable. You may have heard about them in some of my other videos. I get a couple of questions about them. I've shown them off at work, so I thought I'd go ahead and inform you guys of their existence. So, on the connector itself, you have a big outer ring, and that has a neodymium magnet in it that will attract to the connectors. And I went with the Uslion brand, Uslion. I'm sure there are different manufacturers out there. But as long as you get them where they have the same type of connector, again, these are two different brands. They have the same type of connector with a negative ring on the outside, positive pin on the inside. You should be squared away. Now, each cable comes with 3 of these connectors. And you get 1 of each. You have a USB-C. You have your micro USB. Focus for me here. And the iPhone or iPad lightning bolt connector. So the idea behind these cables is that you would leave your connector, the lightning bolt, the mini, and the USB-C, in your charging device. And just by the strength of the magnet, if you put it next to it, it will start charging your device and pull it and keep it close. Another feature that I find very beneficial with this type of USB cable, especially if you're going to be using this as a charging cable in your car for your phone, or a charging cable in your bedroom to charge your phone overnight, charge your devices overnight, is the fact that once provided power, the entire cable lights up. Now, the thing I really like about this is the entire length of the cable lights up, and where it's terminated is in a different color. So not only do you see a lit up bundle of cables in the dark so you know where to find your USB cable, but you also know what end you need to get to. So all you have to do is drop your phone next to it, and it will start charging. So for me, the big selling point of this is the fact that I can have a single cable in a single location that can charge a large variety of the devices that I use on the daily or that I carry on the daily. And the benefit is all I have to do is put it next to the cable, and it will pull itself in, and it will start charging the device. So I don't need to go through a drawer. I don't need to find 3 or 4 different cables and make sure that the connection's good and make sure that I have the USB-C when oh, wait, no, I actually need a micro. This one, it doesn't care. If I leave the puck in there, it's going to magnetize. It's actually got a pretty good grip on it. I can hold it up. I can shake it. But if I grab my earbuds and go, I grab my earbuds and go. I don't risk leveraging and damaging this connector. I can charge it up as soon as I drop it there. That's a cuckoo clock. Everyone should have one. I can charge it up as soon as I drop it into place, and I can take it with me when I need to go. I can charge it up, and I can take it with me when I need to go. USB battery backup. I can drop it down. I can let it charge, and when I need it, I just pull it, and I'm good. My earbuds. Drop them in place. As soon as I get home from work, empty my pockets, take it off my belt, drop it into place. I can see the charge. As soon as it's good, I can go ahead and swap in something else. So this is a battery-powered fan. Again, I work in a warehouse without air conditioning. That's the grandfather clock. Everyone should have one. I can drop this into place, and I am now charging my fan, my battery backup, my Bluetooth headset, my backup earbud from my Altoids container, my over-the-head headphones, the flashlight on my keychain? My phone. So I can charge a great many things that I use on the daily without having to worry about having the correct cable, the correct connection, ripping it free, going back to use in the car. If I had this connected to my phone, and it will be charging my phone, as soon as I get out of my car, I can just pull it free. And I don't have to worry about breaking the connector. I don't have to worry about leveraging that connector, breaking either, hopefully, the cable or the connector in the phone. I can just grab it, go about my business. So one of the situations you could find yourself in with this is all well and good. You're at home, you have your magnetic cable, you're able to charge your things. What happens when you're not? So this guy is, you got two flared out wings on both ends. It's simple enough to pull out. I find that on most devices, there's going to be something magnetic on it where it will retain your charging puck. And you'll just switch back to using your standard cable. When you're done, make sure to seat it back in place and you're good to go. Now, in the interest of fairness, I am going to speak some negatives about this thing. Primarily, the fact that you have a very strong neodymium magnet, which is kind of the selling point. But it's also a bit of a concern for collecting debris. Both of these are a magnet, so luckily the debris doesn't go into the connector. The debris is going to be magnetized onto the magnets themselves, and luckily both of them are exposed. So basically, if you just take any kind of cloth, your shirt, your skin, what have you, give it a quick rub, and it will start charging. Haven't really had one fail on me. Another benefit to these cables, or I guess a safety concern that they've already considered, is the fact that you have a negative and a positive, low wattage, call it, 15 watts, 10 watts. But by design, you're going to want the pin to be sticking out enough to hit the raised positive portion of that guy, which means it won't take much for you to ground that cable out on something conductive. They've already considered that, and I have tested it myself. I put a paper clip across it, and the cable will just go dead. As soon as you unplug it from the USB wall charger, give it about 5-10 seconds, plug it back in, it'll start running again. So I have intentionally shorted this guy out. It has a safety built in. It's worked every time. There's no chance of, lick my finger there for the benefit of sensationalism. There is no way that you're going to get shocked. It has a short circuit protection. Honestly, I really like these things. The only other downside I can think of is its charging output. So this is a fantastic app that I came across. It's called Battery. It's on Android. I can speak of positively. I don't know if it's on iDevices or iPhones or what have you. But basically what it's going to do is it's going to keep track of all your battery usage. It will tell you how long it will take to charge. It'll tell you how long until you drain the battery. It'll tell you your charging efficiencies. It'll try and promote the fact that you disconnect your charging cable at 80%. Consider your lithium-ion battery as a balloon that you have to inflate. If you take a completely deflated balloon, 0%, and push all the air you can into it, all the way up to 100%, it's prone to explode, right? You're putting a lot of fatigue on that balloon, and once you allow it to deflate again, it's going to have altered its shape. It's going to have altered its physical attributes. So the same thing with the lithium-ion battery. There is a bunch of power stored into that battery. That's why they're so prone to exploding. So the more you can do to prevent spontaneous heating of your pocket, the better off you'll be. So this is a great app that I downloaded to help me keep track of that. It also keeps track of how long you've been using it, how much drain your screen being on versus it off is. But the other benefit to it is when I connect my charging cable, it will tell me what the input current is. So we're looking at 400 to 600 milliamp hour, about a half amp for your current coming in. Now that will fluctuate with how bright your screen is, if your screen's even on, if you're running any apps or stuff in the background. But I'm only getting, call it a half amp when I have this cable connected to a 3 amp output charger. So the thing I find with high draw devices and something that you're using, see now that the screen dimmed a little, we're getting another 100 to 200 milliamp hour. All that to say, if you're using something high draw, it would be better to consider this cable not as a power supply, but as a charger. So I'm not going to be using these as I'm charging it. I'm not going to be using my battery backup as I'm charging it. I may be using the Bluetooth speaker as I'm charging it, but that's a relatively low draw device. On a full battery, that's going to run 20, 25 hours, right? Versus a phone that won't. So I don't really rely on it as a phone charger or a dedicated phone charger, but for all my peripheral devices, it works fantastic. Especially for devices that run on a micro USB. As you well know, this is a, call it polarized or keyed cable where you're basically going to have to try 3 different times on the 50-50 orientation to get that cable to connect correctly. With this one, I don't have to worry about it. I put the cable there and I walk away. And that's my overview on my magnetically connecting USB charging cable. In all honesty, having a single cable that can charge all the devices that I'm going to be relying on, either on the daily or on the weekly, really simplifies the process. A single cable, I can charge a flashlight, make sure it's topped off, ready to go at all times. As soon as I need it, I pull it, I'm good to go. I have earbuds, I have speakers, I have battery backups, I have other flashlights. Everything is topped off, ready to go, can be pulled at a moment's notice. It is ready when I am ready. And all of that for the price of about $8. This cable comes with one of each of those connectors, so you can set up 2 or 3 devices off of a single cable. The more cables you get, the more connectors you get. I'm sure you can buy the charging pucks individually, but this system works very well for me. Consider if it'll work out for your system. Any questions, comments, and suggestions you guys have, feel free to leave them in the comments section below. I enjoy hearing from you guys. Just past 50 subscribers. Pretty excited about that. Would like to open up some communication with you guys. Get some feedback from you, some suggestions from you, commentary, ways I can improve. Answer any questions that you have. Like to get a bit of a community going with this. So consider that. Leave your questions, comments, and suggestions down below. And until the next one, I will see you next time.